Hello everyone, GameGoddessFee here. Alright, I am back with more Ace Attorney. So we're streaming this early today because I want to come on later on to do Skyward Sword. So yeah, we'll do this early because I really wanted to knock two birds out with one stone. So today being Sunday, it's the stone. And yeah, the two games. Yeah, so they're the birds. I really didn't need to explain that, but anyway. All right, I hope. Where did Plumber Lady go? Where you going? Oh my goodness. So yeah, he's gonna be the voice of all the voices that he does. So what's up, Yeti? What's going on with you? Yeah, so we coming on with this early so I can do Skyward Sword later on. You good?
Nope.
What's wrong? You left your phone? You can't do nothing without that phone, huh? I'm about to say, like, what happened to this dude? But anyway. All right, I hope you all enjoy. Thank you all for watching. All right, so we got Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. We ain't interfering with the cowboys, are we, Yeety? Episode 3, Recipe for Turnabout. Part 2, The Trial. Okay, let's go. You ready? What is that? What it do? Yeah, boy, weird. He weird over here, y'all. Let me turn down this stuff. January 7th, 9:48 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. I forgot how she talked. Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? But he was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor.
Maggie! I think this got you.
Oh, okay. Well, we might be interfering with the stream later on tonight then. Look. I might try to do that around probably like 8 o'clock. I don't know. Detective Gumshoe.
Are you doing alright? How are you feeling?
As if you need to ask, I got questions, sir.
Don't let him get you down, Maggie. And don't forget to eat well, okay?
Roger.
And you! Yes? You better square this case away, got it, pal? Maggie's innocent, you hear? If you mess up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself.
What's up, Game Queen 81? How you doing today? Happy Sunday.
Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest. I think he's serious.
Uh-oh. Hey, detective, you're on our side for once, right?
Yup.
So you'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you, sir?
Well, of course. I got the situation under control.
That's good. We doing good. Your boy, he wants some McDonald's, so
yeah. I'm gonna be the first witness on the stand today. If something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, alright?
Why he gonna be the first witness?
Is he a detective? Sure. Okay, we're forming a united front today, pal. You got me?
You get me.
Whatever.
I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, detective. I know I can count on you. Looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh?
I can only wish.
January 7th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
This the first cup?
Bitter.
Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
Uh,
What's wrong?
Nothing. It's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, "You talking to me?" It was a little, well, intimidating.
No, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix.
I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, huh? Is he?
Our trusty?
So, Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please.
Mr. Trot, whether you're a fake or the real deal, we'll find out soon enough through this trial today. But I can already tell you, I'm the real Phoenix Wright. I wasn't questioning whether you were Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That's what I intend to find out. There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another.
As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial. Nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial.
I'm not planning on repeating anything that phony me said. Trust me.
Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness.
Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation.
Witness, state your name for the court.
Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. The name's Police Department Detective. Occupation, Dick Gumshoe.
What in the world?
Other way around, Detective. Huh? Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir.
Since yesterday?
Yeah, the guy who was under the initial investigation tied up with another case now.
I hope Gumshoe's really got everything under control for everyone's sake. I see. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case?
Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Elk. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens, Inc., a local company. This is the victim's autopsy report.
The court accepts this into evidence. Glenn's autopsy report added to the court record died of potassium cyanide poisoning, whatever. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m.
And here are the floor plans of the restaurant. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here.
Oops.
The poisoned coffee was brought over to him by the waitress.
The waitress being the accused?
Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. At the time of the incident, there were two other people in the restaurant. Mr. Gene Armstrong, the owner and chef, and a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo.
It still seems to be a very straightforward case to me. Tribune and floor plans added to the court record. I said blueprints, whatever.
Come, detective. Take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own two hands.
Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony.
Yes, sir.
I thought that was the testimony. Witness testimony, the incident.
When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. We understand that the guy Glenn Elk was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And, it looks like Miss Bird must have had, well, some kind of motive. Using the dark aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady.
The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I will ask you to begin your cross-examination, but...
Yes?
Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood?
I already told you, that wasn't me!
Cross-examination, the incident.
When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. Can I stop you for just a minute? Huh? What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence? He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bird. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table. Yeah, that's what she said, and What killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction? Hey! Sadly, her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe?
That other customer will start looking at her. He wasn't paying attention to nobody else.
Yeah, it's true. There are two testimonies tied up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not?
Should I? I don't know.
Well, maybe the other witnesses just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way. That argument is as weak as the coffee at Tribulations, Trite. I have here in my possession a ticket. A ticket? Looks more like a photo to me. Yes, a one-way ticket to guilty Vile. Population, the defendant. This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef moments after the poisoning took place. Oh, that's the judge.
This is the scene that's witnessed. Now the chef moments after the poisoning took place, correct?
I think the court will agree that this, with such a clear view of the scene of the crime. How, Mr. Trite, could anyone have overlooked the second person at the table?
It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly. Crime photo added to the court record. A photo of the crime scene taken from near the table. You understand that the guy, Glenn Elk, was listening to the radio at the time?
He was listening to his radio, you say? Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket.
Maggie told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece.
What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not?
Press harder.
And what was it that the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe? Huh? I'm sure I know. Thanks a lot. We're now one step closer to the middle of nowhere.
This isn't going very well, is it? Detective, could you perhaps tell us about the poison and how it was used? Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup.
So traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else? Not sure I get you, pal. Was the poison a liquid, or was it a powder? If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance. So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper.
Objection!
Huh. put salt and pepper in your coffee, trite. The victim took his coffee black with no sugar.
It seems that the poison could only have been in the coffee.
What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not?
Hey, anybody could have poisoned that. Who made it? Who made the coffee?
Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee? Huh? What do you mean? According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it? Oh, hey, you're right. That's what I think. In case you were wondering, that last objection was for the detective there. Huh? For me? Oh, hey, you're right. You may be tricking the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence.
Uh-oh.
That piece, sir? Yes, that piece. What piece was it again? This!
Oh, Lord, here we go again.
Should I be grateful this coffee's only hot enough to give me first-degree burns? Oh, now I remember. This is the, victim's coffee cup. Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim.
Oh, yes, it's unmistakable. There is clearly a coffee stain on it.
Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in this cup.
Watch Phoenix still got that coffee on his face. Watch him.
The victim gulped down the bitter death that the waitress brought to him. Like this!
I would. They took it off.
For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victims and the defendants.
Coffee cup added to the court record. The coffee contained potassium cyanide covered in the victim's and Maggie's fingerprints. You thought that was lipstick? Hey,
upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance.
Right, it did look like lipstick. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch.
Potassium cyanide? I've heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe? Well, that stuff's lethal. Ain't too much in your history.
How much is too much?
A lethal dose is 0.02 grams. That's a God, you skipped it.
Oh, did I press it wrong? 0.2 grams. How much is that?
You know when you swap your ear for earwax? Yeah, about that much. Earwax, huh? Sounds like something Gumshoe's got an abundance of.
Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere. And it looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of a motive.
Some kind of a motive? Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion. Objection! You know what my golden rule is, Detective Coffee. You can... Huh? I don't get it. I'm saying, we can always get another witness on the stand, but we have to chuck you out. So stick to the facts, Detective. Now then, what was Miss Bird's motive? Come on, Gumshoe! They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket. I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too. It disappeared from the scene of the crime. And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000.
Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one.
Then, is it possible Maggie stole the winning one? What should I do? Should I press on this part a little harder or not?
I guess we could press harder.
Wait a minute! The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client! I have here in my hand the very ticket in question.
That's the $500,000 lottery ticket?
One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant. What?
Order, order.
She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress.
You will submit that ticket as evidence to the court immediately. Well, if it was already tried, why they didn't submit that at their first trial? And why is he acting so surprised?
I better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering.
Victim's lottery ticket added to the court record. A winning ticket for $500,000 found during a body search of Maggie. The ticket was presented to the court in a previous trial too. Why you was acting surprised? But it feels heavier now somehow. $500,000, you say? Look, he want to cash it in.
It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately.
That's enough. The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had an ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime.
I like an old man who knows the score.
There is also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, for that sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules. Really, Judge? Really? You gonna kill somebody?
I'm gonna take this lottery ticket out of here. I don't mind an old man who is weak to the siren call of money.
Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast.
Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already. I say real. I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance with one final decisive piece of evidence. He's got more evidence against Maggie? This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time.
Wow, that's not the cleanest apron I've seen.
That stain looks like... It can't be blood, can it?
Exactly. He's been corrupt from the start. Yeah.
Seems the star of our play was a little flustered. Somehow spilled coffee on herself. The coffee? That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye. Of course, the coffee stain is the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more.
Something else? I presume you mean?
Of course, I'm referring to the pocket. The pocket? The search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide. The very poison used by the killer was in her apron pocket. A bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket? Yeah, Maggie's prints were the only ones on it. What?
Why did they give him this evidence before the trial? Didn't he supposed to get all this evidence?
No, what are you talking about? You getting it now?
Order, order, order. The court will accept these items into evidence. And why Nick didn't look over the previous case? Anyway, apron added to the court record, worn by Maggie at the time of the incident, has a small pocket but big stains. Potassium cyanide added to the court record, a deadly powdery poison, bears Maggie's fingerprints found in her apron pocket. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Godot. How have you not explained the bloodstain to the court?
Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be?
Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood color stain that smeared all over the apron. This case should end with a mistrial due to withholding evidence. Right. I'm like, how he didn't know all of this? But he should have studied that first trial too.
That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain. You don't need to be told. Just look at it. Well, detective, could this stain really be blood?
No way, sir. It's just ketchup, sir.
Ketchup?
She must have gotten some on her apron while taking someone their breakfast that day.
She walking around that nasty. Anyway, you could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe.
Police don't like that again. Now I have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness.
I thought everyone knew that it was already.
I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence. They have all been clearly established.
Well tried. Seems you really are a phony after all.
You really know how to drive a man nuts.
Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there. Witness testimony, the investigation.
The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him. But we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found a lottery ticket in the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene.
Somebody could have put it in her pocket. You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good.
Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Twilight. Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one. So let the fun begin.
Cross-examination, the investigation. The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Oop. All right.
Scary old man? Detective Gumshoe?
There's an old man who's a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened.
We're obviously talking about the same old man.
Nice red. He got a red nose. Rudolph.
Rudolph?
Officers were to pass right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? Then he hurled abuse at them and seeds.
Seeds?
It's nothing. I caught each with my teeth. I guess not even the mighty Godot can avoid being attacked by that guy. The old man was the only other customer in the place at the time. He took his time finding a payphone apparently, so he was late reporting the crime.
Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her.
How long was the defendant unconscious for?
The officers got to the crime scene at around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at that time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been on the scene myself.
I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search too.
Phoenix.
I would have loved to see Maggie asleep like that. all pretty and peaceful? You're a professional detective, Gumshoe, not a professional bird watcher.
Save the romantics for your own time, detective. All we need to know about is their investigation.
Oops, I guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I?
No, you're still the same color because we couldn't afford to draw
Great.
any more portraits.
The victim didn't have any identification on him.
You didn't have any? Are you saying that it was stolen then?
No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet.
58 cents?
Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal.
Ooh. The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man. Why he in a restaurant and he ain't got no money?
He was banking on that loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
But some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge? I think I'm onto something here.
So we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly.
Wait a sec.
Huh? Did I say something dumb again?
Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes?
Yeah, basically.
In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly?
Oh, that.
He's so let down. He's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going.
There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with the lottery ticket.
Seems Mr. Glenn Elk visited his doctor before he went to Tribulations.
We got the victim's name from the medical records on the doc who prescribed the meds.
That's a reliable enough source for the court.
What should I do? Should I leave this alone or ask to hear for more?
You ain't leaving nothing alone, Phoenix. Ask about the prescription bag until I said ask about his health insurance.
How much did he have in America? So what sort of medicine was in the bag?
Well, actually, the bag we found was empty.
Huh?
Yeah, completely empty.
It was completely empty.
Victim's prescription bag added to the court record. The victim got this from the doctor before going to Trade Beyond. The bag is empty.
Huh. You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence. Desperate are you, trite? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective?
When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison.
But the defendant had been passed out for a while, correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket?
Hey, yeah, you've nailed it, pal. It happens to me all the time. We had a department party the other day, and when I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes.
Keep up this crazy testimony, detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat.
Sorry.
So, trite, someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket. That's a pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence? Well, I'd love to if I had any.
It appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Mr. Wright. Continue with your testimony, witness. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene.
So the $500,000 lottery ticket and the bottle of poison were accounted for?
Yeah.
Interesting. It's true that those two items are accounted for. But wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day?
Oh yeah, the one the restaurant owner took. You want a whole dollar with it. What a lucky guy, huh?
Mm-mm.
And they're just gonna let him get away with it?
It was just $1, detective. I guess no one cares when it's that little, except for Gumshoe.
If I don't find a hole in his testimony, the judge is gonna hand down his verdict.
Gumshoe isn't giving us anything to work with, and we can't find any contradictions if he doesn't give us something.
Yeah, that's true. But Maggie and Gumshoe are like Dumb and Dumber. My only hope is that they were so dumb, they missed something obvious.
I say Dumb and Dumber. Come on, Gumshoe, but the dumbest you've ever been. Be the dumbest you've ever been, I mean. Alright, so, okay, I guess we go through the court record. What we got here?
Look at that. Oh my god, he's like Phoenix. He got a bike too.
This dude here? What's your name?
I just realized Phoenix drive a bike and Ponyface drive a bike.
Oh. Left by the victim. Doodle is in victim's handwriting.
Let me see, Mom. It's the master man. Oh my god. I ain't recognizing these things after the fact.
Why that bum is right there, and then $500 is right there. You know, right to the right of it.
Oh yeah.
And then MC Bummer, and then that $100,000 arrow is sticking up to the $100,000. Why they got ah ha ha ha?
Master was coming to steal it.
The crime was reported at the. What are we supposed to be looking for?
I have no idea. Yeah, I got prescription bag earlier.
But we figured out who he was pretty quickly. Let me see.
Wait a sec.
Huh? Did I say something dumb again?
Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes?
Yeah, basically.
In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly?
Oh, that.
He's so let down, he's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going.
There's a prescription bag on the victim's table along with the lottery ticket.
It seems, Mr. I'm not voicing this.
I'm trying to get to that other part where it gave the two options. There wasn't a statement.
That was it.
Let me see. Was that it?
Oh wait! I saw it. Never mind, I saw it.
And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. Where you saw it at?
What did he say about his bag?
Hold on. The victim got this from the doctor before going. The bag is empty. Says she found.
Oh, it's his medicine.
Right. Where's that statement at?
This is the last one.
Oh, okay. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene.
Oh my god.
You wasted water all over my bed. Really, dude?
This is the done right. Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There's just one small contradiction in your testimony.
Oh, finally! I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will you?
You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later?
No, they didn't.
The victim was given a prescription right before going to Tribulations. Where then did the medicine disappear to?
You are too cool, pal.
Indeed. Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence?
I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh?
The victim was killed by poison. And the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself.
That's Godot. Order. Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say about that?
That's all. What? Read for the court the name of the clinic under the prescription bag, if you will. What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? I'm not saying that. New ear otological
Really? I'm not even gonna try either.
Otolaryngology.
But anyway, look, I used to hate. I used to work at this one company had to pronounce those prescriptions and them medical terms.
Anyway, whatever. How did Phoenix present?
Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Godot?
Hardly an illness, Your Honor.
We had an ear infection or something.
More like bitter war wound, you could say.
I thought they had something to do with his ear. A war wound?
The day before the incident, Mr. Elk found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum. He ruptured his eardrum?
Then what on earth was the prescription he was given?
It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested. What? It's mentioned in the autopsy report, if you read the fine print.
But where is it though?
They found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear.
He should have had more than one dose. Yes, here it is, in very, very fine print.
Seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication.
Phoenix, that wasn't your original argument. It seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all. It's missing.
No!
Nick, if you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over.
He's right. But I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do?
Should we push the medication issue?
Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime?
But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal.
That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene.
That's right, Phoenix.
However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth. You know as well as I do the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide. Oh my god, what's that? It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did! That possibility is undeniable!
That's enough. Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Godot?
I've got my own witness I'd like to call, sir.
It's the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder.
Victor Kudo? The pigeon hater?
Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial, and that is something that bothers me. Yay, good job, Nick. The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness.
Huh. I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups.
Court is adjourned for recess.
Well, let's turn the stream off so I can go to my business.
January 7th, 11:03 a.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 1. Phew, that was close.
Tell me about it. I nearly died in there.
That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me, but he totally set me up.
I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's gotta do his job, right?
It's okay. I know all about feels of betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurts this time. It felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again.
Or Gumshoe.
So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right?
Yeah, Mr. Kudo. Whoever waitress outfits and projectile seeds.
I bet he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know? Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you going to be able to handle him, Nick?
Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me, even though it's never-ending bird seeds.
You better get Mia, Maya.
Hey, getting beat up in court, bro.
January 7th, 11:15 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please.
The prosecution calls to the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Name and occupation, if you don't mind. Yes, you forgot? You forgot?
I forgot. I forgot who I voiced him as. The name is Victor Kudo, born and bred. I don't care. Born and bred in the land of the rising sun.
Yeah, that's it.
Honor and duty are what make me. What? Hey, Didas, how you doing, Didas? Mind you, I can be quite emotional at times too.
We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell us the court your occupation.
My occupation? Carl, listen, young one. How much call you think there is for kimono embroidery here? We good, Didas. Thank you.
Kimono embroidery?
That's what I do, or I did back in Japan. I embroidered family crests on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed. Wow, a real craftsman. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe he can embroider my costume sometime. Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile.
That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen.
Now then, what you said, good burger, huh? put him on one of them braided wigs. Anyway. Now then, witness, were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident? Oh yes, I was eating some seeds over at cup of Javachino. Seeds? What do you think these are, I see.
So you saw everything that happened, Gramps?
Did I? Oh yes I did. I saw it all.
Then please tell the coach. We're all ears.
Sure. I'll tell you every last detail.
He's really getting into this.
Witness testimony. What I witnessed. The young man was reading the switch paper. The servant girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in a terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the servant girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Mr. Kudo, she is not a servant girl. Please refer to her as a witness. Carl, you're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words. What's wrong with old-fashioned ones? Newfangled? All this talk of radios and glasses. It's wireless and spectacles, I tell you. Excuse me? Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away. Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Witness, what I witnessed, cross-examination. The young man was reading the sports paper. Oop. I pushed the wrong button.
So you saw the victim then? You saw Mr. Glenn Elk?
I wanted to know if Gutston Braun retained his championship or not.
So he was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, huh? And at the location in question. There are partitions between tables on the same side of the restaurant, right?
So what if there are?
If you say that you could see the victim, that means you were sitting at a table the other side of the restaurant, correct?
Carl, I go to that place to drink Javachino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember which table I was sitting at.
You mean you go there to eye the waitress?
The servant girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it.
Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Were you sure about what you saw?
Mr. Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I.
I see.
My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving.
I bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress.
And I saw what the servant girl put into the Javachino as well.
I bet I know what's coming up. Something tells me I'm not gonna like it.
Well, should I press harder or leave it?
Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask that the witness and what he knows about this. Oh wait, I'd like to ask what the what? I'd like to ask that the witness add what he knows about this to his testimony. Okay.
I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please? Sure. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there.
Did she really put that into the coffee?
Doubt me, boy. She took some of She took some of a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in.
Couldn't she have been adding sugar?
Sugar in a small brown bottle like that? Like that? Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms?
A bottle like this, perhaps?
Oh, there it is. That's the one. That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume?
So what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you? Ugh.
Did they ever get that bottle what they gave Detective Gumshoe?
I have no idea.
The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. Oops. I keep on doing the wrong thing.
You said, I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by?
Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is.
Sorry?
You can see all the way up to her, you know. She practically naked in that uniform.
So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit? Anyone could wear just such a uniform, even me!
Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from this image. Don't get all excited, Nick. You gotta keep yourself together.
I guess I got a bit carried away.
Carl, there are other things I recognize about her too.
He seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do?
Go ahead and press harder.
Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether the waitress was Maggie Bird or not.
Quite right. Mr. Cadeau, these other...
Mr. Cadeau.
I said, what's his name?
Kudo.
That's what I said.
You said Cadeau.
Kudo. Anyway, these other features, you got me trying to talk in that other man voice. These other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask you to add them to your testimony. Sure. Let's go back to the other statement. This is the one I didn't,
No.
Huh?
No.
The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible.
You did that one.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, which one did I?
Wait, you didn't do that one. He added a new statement. I don't know.
I'll just go ahead and continue with the ribbons.
You do seem to remember several details about her appearance.
Hey, David Stanfield. Hey, Curtis, your cowboys better take it today. Hey, how you doing?
They don't lose.
Wee.
But what about the most crucial detail of all? Her face.
God, as if I wouldn't remember that.
The witness noticed the straps on the accused's apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face.
That's right. I could even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red.
So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight.
Ooh, you said boo the Cowboys. Ooh.
Why y'all hating on the Cowboys? I started it, but y'all ain't supposed to do this. There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow.
Ask about the straps? What? And ask about the waitress's back. What's the straps?
Ask about the waitress's back. Was her back cool? The identifying features you described were all the things you would see from the back.
So what?
Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all? Objection! Huh. He's got you there, Gramps. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone.
He looking up that girl's skirt.
But this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons.
Yes, you a harassment. This is a harassment. I tell you, I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw. Mr. Cadeau, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Tell Dave we got this game. The Cowboys got this game, Dave. Features you observed from the front that is to your testimony. Sure. This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer.
If I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet.
There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front.
All right, that stuff. Don't impress this. I got this.
Huh?
There's a bunch of stuff in the front, right?
Yeah.
Isn't the apron?
Why you don't want to press her?
Because I'm trying to get my McDonald's. You gotta hurry up.
Yeah, we do. Really?
You gotta hurry up. Mr. Kudo, I'd like you to please take a look at this.
God, that filthy thing was soup filled like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like just after he's done eating.
Have you ever seen this before?
Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as sturdy as that, Well, you half-witted clock. What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clock, there's been a eerie silence in here.
Mr. Kudo, that apron. It's the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning.
Oh.
And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means, if you have really seen this apron before... Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front.
Oops. Witness, you can't just oops your way out of this.
Well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Trite, here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there were only one waitress in the restaurant.
Yeah, that's what he was there for every day. That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird.
Exactly. When that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching.
I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Cadeau. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing.
Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps.
You can rely on me, Captain. My knocking in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what burger a customer wanted. He can't remember? Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out. Very well, let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Cadeau. Tell us what you remember about the victim. Witness testimony about the victim. He was another of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. Then the servant girl in question brought over the cappuccino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip.
Oh, it's this one. I didn't like this one.
The testimony we have just heard was to rest how credible the witness's memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail. Oh, yes, I hate those you know what types who are so vague about everything. How are we going to handle this, Nick?
We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot.
Just trip him up. You mean, isn't that kind of cruel?
I suppose, but it's what I do best.
Cross-examination about the witness. He was another of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles.
Spectacles?
What glasses to you? One of the lenses was green, but the other was broken. Newfangled rubbish. That's why I remember him so well.
He did have some kind of lens over his left eye. But I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses.
He seemed to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some and rival Mr. Godot's sharp appearance. No, thank you. We better come up with something sharp and quick.
Guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles.
He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages.
The newspaper was a sports paper, was it?
That young hooligan? I nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting, How was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all that wrestling going on? I needed to find out if Gutsenbrun retained his championship title.
It was his paper, not yours. If you wanted to know so bad, why didn't you buy your own?
What are you looking at me like that for,
Ow! Ow!
Gutsenbrun got beaten yesterday, by the way, anyway. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. Oh, Lord.
It's over. Well, let's go get some McDonald's, baby! No! Okay.
How is it now? That's crazy. I can't stand YouTube. That's why I was, okay, I was debating, should I go at this time? You know, it'd be tripping when I stream early. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it.
Was he that desperate to listen to the radio?
You should have just sat right next to the dude.
Ow! Ow!
Anyway, then the servant girl in question brought over the Javachino.
You mean the waitress? You only saw from behind, right?
You're one of those, are you? You never let anything go, isn't that right?
Maybe.
What does it matter if I saw her from the front?
Ow! Oh!
They're not pushing yourself like some horrid evidence.
The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. Should I press him?
His free hand?
Yes.
Which hand was that?
Weren't you listening before? Clocked ears. I said he was wrestling the newspaper with his right hand, didn't I? His free hand wasn't his right hand.
Ow! Oh!
Perhaps the great Mr. Tride has 3 hands. Yeesh, I was only asking. No need to gang up on me and treat me like a creature. The whole point of this cross-examination is to establish just one thing. That this old guy's memory has more holes than a slice of Swiss.
I guess we just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere,
Anything will do, even the smallest detail. We just need one mistake in these hours. I don't like this one. I remember this cross-examination.
You don't remember?
No, I do remember this one because it took me like 5 hours. And you're gonna have to assume.
Huh?
You have to assume the answer, which is stupid.
Which statement? He was another one of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles.
Most people are usually right-handed, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this one. I think I'll let you figure it out.
But, he had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. And the servant girl in question brought over the cappuccino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. So he picked it up with his left hand. Let me see. Do they have anything? So the cup, the coffee cup, it would have been picked up with the right hand, wouldn't it?
I did. You see, he could have been left-handed. Because you said I don't like this one. I present my affair. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory.
I know, there's nothing wrong with my memory. I tell you nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song.
Care to tell us where this is going, trite? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left.
What is this? Kindergarten?
But I would like to question, please take a look at this.
That's the cup the victim used, correct?
Yes, and on the rim, you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips.
Yes, there is a stain left by the coffee.
If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand.
But how?
Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song.
Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park. Wait. If you think I'm going to stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw. You still insist on your testimony? That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh, yes, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen. I am.
Yes.
It's that dead young hotbot and you spiky-haired yahoo. Who are at fault? Really?
Who, me?
Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me old man, old man. Been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I got to say. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but sure, why not hear a little more?
I sound like a woman now.
Mr. Kudo? Who was that?
That's Kudo.
Ah. Anyway, Mr. Kudo?
But this is my 16th cup of coffee. So this is your final stand.
Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor. Yes, old people fighting. Was this the cross-examination, left hand or right hand, or witness testimony?
I have no idea.
This is witness testimony, left hand or right hand. The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens on his specs. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. That thing like it was on his right hand. You know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye.
It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers.
A monitor? You mean like a television screen?
Inside the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work.
HD TV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw. I'm telling the truth.
It's true. He doesn't seem to be fibbing.
That's a whole what? Titus.
Scouter from Dragon Ball.
And those are the facts in good old black and white. Cross-examination, left hand or right hand? The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs.
Was he?
Nope, he wasn't.
Oh, we got him then.
He was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens on his specs.
Speed run, speed run, speed run,
Really?
speed run.
You want to show him?
Gene Armstrong. Just kidding. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but Mr. Kudo, there is something very strange about your observations of the victim.
What?
You say he was wearing the earpiece. Oh my god. You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD.
No question. You could lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear, without a doubt. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting.
I don't think so.
What do you say?
You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo. But the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured.
Hey,
Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right. It's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear. Because he couldn't even hear in that ear.
they need cameras in the cafe. That dude, he broke. He can't afford them. Is that true, Captain?
It is.
Okay. Pictures on. Order, order, order.
This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. They only saw the waitress from behind. And he claims that the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godot? Oh. A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk.
Captain, are you calling me a drip? This is the victim's coffee cup in which the in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim did up with his right hand. I'll never back down. I know I'm right. The lad drank his Javachino with his left hand.
Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup held in his right hand and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw. Impossible. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions.
How's YouTube going, y'all? I gotta,
Yellow.
it's in the yellow. Look, I can't tell if YouTube going out or not. You know, you can see the green.
Smacking his paper, baby, yeah. The victim died immediately after taking just one sip of coffee. Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The facts still stand with one hand of the other. Oh my god. The facts still stand with one hand or the other. Mr. L drank the poison coffee.
Thank you, King, Queen, 8 and 1.
Like this! Sadly, Mr. Godot, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. And the results are clear. The testimony given by this witness is useless.
Excuse me, y'all. I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I am satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court, but to be frank, his testimony is false. Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old man. I'm sorry, Mr. Godot, you can't reach me from there. I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. This court is adjourned.
Here you go.
Uh-oh, who is it? Wait. If we stop now, where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Godot? Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there. I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's or cross his I's now.
How's your bad memory my fault?
I'm sorry, Mr. Godot, but there's nothing I can do. I've kept my mouth shut until now, but there is something else the court should know. Uh-oh.
What? There's more?
To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything, but I want another chance. I want another crack at it. At you, you young shark.
Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun.
Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? The final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook.
Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee.
What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Javachino you want if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man. That's enough, witness. I believe it will be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony. You bet, much, much quicker.
No, it won't.
I can't believe this is happening. But you wanted this trial to end. Ha ha ha. You better get ready, youngster.
I get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? He's gotta be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds.
He got the cheat code. Witness testimony, the final showdown. First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure of myself. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javachino. Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. It broke and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down, Is that all? Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. You're doubting me again? You're doubting a poor, defenseless old man? No, we're not doubting you, Mr. Kudo. Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick?
Yeah. So what? Probably. That's all I can think of. And I have to cross-examine this guy.
You're a bird brain. That's why that's all you can think of. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your final cross-examination, please. How long has this been going on?
It's been going on for 3 hours.
Cross-examination, the final showdown. First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure of myself. What you want to go? The boy, you want to press him?
Let me see. Go to the court record. You get one of them tables.
Uh-huh, it's still standing up.
Whoa! Good be GG.
The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javachino. I'm gonna present him with that table.
It's over, y'all. We lost.
Think I should?
I guess that's the only
Or
thing
should I
see.
press him first? You ready to go? Let me see.
Whoop! Yo! Okay. Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene.
Hmm? So what?
Look carefully at the table. The vase is there, intact.
Huh?
Lost your tongue, granddad?
I'm no granddad of yours, hopscotch.
Ow! Ow!
Enough. If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom, the cleaners will be all night. Ah! What is it now? I just remembered something.
Yes? Go on.
The broken vase. Haha, it was on my table. Those seeds have power. They probably do, Didas.
What?
Well, you see, it startled me when that young man collapsed. So I stood up. That must have been when it fell over, the vase on my table. I mean, the vase on your table? Ha ha ha. Yes, it was on my table. And that's how my my lap came to be completely soaked. This dude. Thank you, Mr. Kado. You certainly earned your kudos for today. I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all? Perhaps there's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kado. Oh, wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more. I've got more to say. Oh, yes, I remember something else. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. Wait, listen to me. See, we'll have to talk later. Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked, and I am still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimony we have heard thus far.
The mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand. And the earpiece, which was inserted into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear.
Wow, Nick, you did it. I therefore require both of the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts.
Yes, Your Honor.
There is one more thing before I call today's session to an end.
One more thing, Your Honor.
The witness we just heard from, he is most insistent that his testimony should be of use. So he summarized it according to this statement.
Okay.
You may each have a copy of it if you wish.
Whatever. The prosecution doesn't need props like that.
Godot's really mad, huh?
Yeah, I would be too.
Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies, my own, yours, and Godot's. Mr. Godot's.
Yes, Your Honor.
Victor's testimony added to the court record. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase in my seat. I'm sorry. Really.
I'm sorry? This isn't a piece of testimony. More like a 5-year-old's old apology.
What are we supposed to do with 3 copies? That is all. This court is adjourned.
Yay!
To be continued. All right. Well, that was very interesting.
I'm glad he didn't show up, if you get my drift.
Who is he?
You know who he is.
I don't know who he is. What y'all think, y'all?
Wee.
Ah, you so silly. He gonna appear tomorrow at the other trial. Good game. Thank you, Titus. I appreciate it. All right, so I guess we'll end it here. Your boy wants some McDonald's, so guess I'll go and get him some McDonald's. If you want some McDonald's, send your money. Anyway, if you're watching and you like what you see, and if you like what you see and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I'd appreciate if you're subscribed. Also, if you don't mind hitting that like button for me. And yeah, I will talk to you all later on tonight. I'll be back with more Skyward Sword tonight, y'all. So yeah, be looking out for the notification. Yeah, Titus, we're gonna be back tonight. All right, Gang Queen 81. We had David Stanfield, Yeety in the chat, and yeah. All right, Gang Queen 81. Good evening, and good evening to everyone else who's watching. I'll talk to y'all on the next one.